All too often, more often than not, people fail to do something very minor, very simple, but it makes a lot of sense. And it's called writing things down. I have figured it out that writing things down actually not only saves time, but money. Today, we're going to talk about this, and I'll be back in a minute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you? This is Jan from New York City. Channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money, and I truly love helping people keep some more of their own hard-earned money, including myself. I have come to learn over the years that writing things down is an essential part of life. Now, some people choose to do it with a pen or a paper. Fine. Some people choose to put it down on their phone. Fine. Whatever it is, wherever it is that you note the important thing, that's what matters, that you note the important thing. Okay, so this is the goodness honest truth. This is so, so true. How many times have you ever duplicated a purchase and realized when you got home that you had five of those items, whatever the items may be, and then you ended up buying five more of those items? Not that that's such a bad thing because you are keeping a stockpile, but just imagine you tied up your money in the wrong place. You could have put it instead of buying those five extra things because you already had five of those things, you could have chosen to put it elsewhere. So that's why it's important to keep an inventory of your stock and take a look and notice the stuff that's going low inventory. Write it down, phone, piece of paper, wherever, but keep a note of it. That is important because you don't want to duplicate purchases of extras when you could be tying up or spending your or saving your money wherever you want to do or wish to do. So this is really important. You can take a picture and you can analyze it if that's easier for you, and that's totally fine. Whatever way, keeping a good inventory note is really important. Next, again, avoid duplicate purchases. So, not just in your stockpile or your pantry. Now is the time of the year where people start really wanting to declutter. And while you're on your journey of decluttering, you may find out a lot more of those extras that you did not know you had. Make a note of it because if you already have it and you have plenty of it in your foreseeable future, why tie up that extra cash? So that's kind of related to bullet point number one. Meal preparation items for future recipes. Now, sometimes on the weekend, many times people want to sit down and do their meal prepping of items. Let's say they had it in their plans that they wanted to make some sort of a beautiful vegetable pureed soup. And they thought they had every ingredient, but no, did not. Keep a running list as it goes by, like throughout your, journey of meal prepping. For example, on a weekend, oh, I'm out of carrots. Just write it down. Write it down as you go along. Again, whether it's in your phone or in your notebook or tablet does not make a difference, but make a note of it. Sometimes I like to keep on a magnet on my refrigerator, a little list as we go by. Oh, okay, so I need oatmeal. I write it down right away. That way, because we get busy, we tend to forget. We're just not robots. It's really important to write these things down. It's really not a big deal. What does it take? A couple of seconds? But those couple of seconds could save you money in the future. What do I mean by saving money? Think of how many trips we make to the store. Time, effort, energy, gas, right? So if you're going to go there and not get all the things you need while you're there, that could be a wasted trip somewhat, in my honest opinion. So just takes a second to write these things down and to avoid such things. Now, tasks that you want to get done and over with. Now, sometimes we don't like to do certain things. Am I right or am I right? That's just part of life. There are a lot of things. Let me tell you something. I much rather be a creative person all day long and have fun creating, because to me, being a creative person is a fun thing. But the reality is houses have to get clean, chores have to get done. I just can't sit around and play creative games all day. I have to do things like the rest of the world. Am I right or am I right? But sometimes we put things off unwittingly, and it's really not a bad idea. In fact, it's a great idea to write down the tasks that you want to or need to get done and over with. You look at it somehow or another, makes it more real. Now, some people don't think writing things down makes a difference. For some, it makes a difference. For others, it's not for everybody, but I look at it this way: it couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt. Some people need the visual reminder. I must do X, Y, and Z today, and it has to be today. Like whatever you want to put down on there to motivate yourself to get that job done. Hey, I look at it this way. If it motivates you or myself well enough to get that job done out of the way, it clears out your mind, that mental clutter. We have two kinds of clutter in our life. We have physical clutter that we like to declutter, give away, donate, or trash. But we also have mental clutter. I think the more we put things off, like subconsciously, kind of like pokes at your mind all day long. I have to do this. I have to do that thing. I have to do that thing. I have to do that thing. And then it's like more bothersome than actually doing that thing. So write it down, make an appointment with yourself, put it on your really, really top priority list. You know what I'm saying? Just write it down and just do it. Like literally just do it. Put on your favorite music if that helps. Okay. This is important. Indicate, write down wherever you write it, doesn't matter, but write it down. What is upcoming and needs to be scheduled? Have you been putting off making scheduled medical appointments, test appointments, not just medical, but other things of that nature, whether it's something involving visiting your child's school, you've been meaning to make an appointment, this, that, and whatever it is that's of importance to you and to your family, write it down. And that way you will not forget. You will not forget, and prioritize it. Then you look at it and go, some people might color code it, whatever thing you want to do, put a whole bunch of asterisks next to it, the chore or whatever the task. And here's my favorite part before I go on to the next one. My favorite part is this. When I complete that icky ooky or busy task I want out of the way, I put a beautiful check mark and scratch it out. Scratch, done, check mark. Check mark. Sometimes I literally say out loud, and this is actually hilarious. I actually caught myself doing this a couple of times. Like after the thing is done, I'll subconsciously think check mark and I'll go say out loud, check mark. So how many things can you check mark today? If you check mark some item that you didn't want to do in the near future, think of me and say, see, Jan was right. But it really, really feels good when you look at that little list and you go, check mark, write things down. I'm telling you. Okay, now another thing. Now this sounds old hat because of, with smartphones and cell phones. I say this, it doesn't hurt to write down some phone numbers also, because guess what? Sometimes cell phones don't work. Sometimes smartphones go down. Internet is out. Need important address. You don't necessarily have an address right away. Write it down if you don't mind doing that. If you feel it's too much work or whatever, then that one you might say, but it's a thought. It's a thought. You can tell I'm over 60 when I say that tip. But I don't care. This is real life. I'm over 60. Now I'm over 65. So there. And it's okay. Let's see. Change of plans. Write it down. Sometimes you think everything is in a perfect listicle order. You think you have all your ducks lined up in a row. Then all of a sudden, you get a call. You might be like totally busy doing 15 other things. You get a call that indicates let's say the doctor's office calls you and cancels your appointment because the doctor had to go out of town for some reason or another, and they canceled your appointment. Make sure you write that down. You know what I'm saying? Or they rescheduled you and you just put it off in your mind. You say, I'm just going to remember this. Well, sometimes that works, hopefully, but sometimes it might not. You might forget to write it down. Guess what? You drove all the way to the doctor's office only to find out, don't you remember we called you and you said, oh, okay? You have to write things down. There are times of life you have to mark it down, write it down. I don't care what you want to call it. And I don't care where you put it, but just make sure that you take note of it. All right, so change of plans. That's very important. Now, the next one involves a third party. Okay, well, let's say you go out and you're doing something and you get a phone call at home and not on your cell, because everybody assumes that everybody calls everybody on cells, but some people still have landlines. If somebody's there, it does not hurt to keep a pen. This is old fashioned, I know, and a message pad next to your telephone. And if you're at home and you're using your smartphone, whatever, still keep a pen and a pad to write things down. Now, I know I'm sounding really, really repetitive, but I guess that's the school teacher in me. Write things down. Put it this way. It doesn't hurt and it doesn't take much effort. All right, everybody. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care. Don't forget to click like, share, click like. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, I hope you do. Have a great day.